So Wayne, tell me why you're going to win your 8th Preakness?
This would be the eighth one,
Yes.
yeah. Bob Baffert and I were talking about the other day. It's kind of ironic that we've got 15. That's a lot of years between us. But the horse American Promise, I thought had a somewhat of a shot in the Derby, and he got troubled really bad twice. He's a big horse. He's 17 hands. He's not going to stop and start. He's going to have one. He gets in his glide, gets in his motion, gets in his stride. Then he's really effective. But if he has to stop like he did in the Derby twice, it's pretty hard on him.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. You love it when people don't think you can win.
Well, there's some people that think we can win, but no, I don't worry about that. It seems like some of my best wins, Tim, over the years have been real big long shots. I mean, last year here with Seize the Gray, I don't think anybody was figuring on him until about the 8th bull, and they saw that he was going to carry it home.
When you have a good horse, it makes it easier to get up in the morning, doesn't it?
Yeah, and I've got, I try to keep my business down to one barn. I've really been working on trying to stay under 40, and boy, our business is on fire. People, I didn't even think of going to the 2-year-old sale down in Ocala, and we picked up 6 head down there. Guys just sent really top colts that they bought and stuff. So I'm having trouble keeping it under 40.
Have you ever turned people down?
I did last month. I turned down a lot of them. Yes. I thought I had it under control, and then all of a sudden, some of my friends called me and said, "You got to keep this colt and that filly." So we've got a pretty darn good set of 2-year-olds.
Well, you said that last year too.
Yeah, and I was right, but I think that we even got more depth than last year, I think, as far as, certainly more numbers.
What are we, back in the 80s and the 90s?
Yeah, I don't know. We're not going to get that. I'm going to keep it where I can watch them all.
What will American Promise do once he gets here?
He'll train, but I'm going to see how he reacts. He's really had a good couple days since the Derby. He really is doing well. But I'll get him out there on the track, and I may Monday or Tuesday let him catch his stride through the stretch. I may not. I'm just going to see how he is after he settles in one of these stalls.
But when he goes out, he'll go out early.
Yeah. With 6 head here, we'll probably work it that way. He'll probably take the best racetrack for him.
Mm-hmm. But this is the 150th Preakness. This is the last one for this building. It's going to come down. You have a lot of great memories here. What are your thoughts about this place, as we know it now, is going away, and then there's going to be a new one?
It's all of my thoughts here are pleasant. It's always been one of my favorites, and I speak for the other trainers too. I have never talked to a trainer that worked through the Preakness that didn't enjoy this the most. The courtesy, the people that are responsible for making it easy for you are all over it. I haven't even been here 2 minutes, and my courtesy car was in my hand. I mean, there's things like that that are just amazing. And my wife will fly in, and one of the officers will go down there and pick her up and bring her I don't have to even worry about going downtown Baltimore to the airport. So everything here is really smooth and easy. It just seems like it all falls into place, and the camaraderie is really good here, Tim. Mm-hmm. We get together here, looking down this shed row here with, guys that I hardly see suddenly are my neighbor here, and I can check their horses too.
Do you have one memory that's bigger than any other Preakness memory?
They're all special in a certain year. I would say that Tabasco Cat would be maybe the one that was the most significant, because that was the horse that ran over Jeff early, and we were trying to make something positive out of that. Jeff was still pretty much in a coma, recovering during the Preakness. He got a bad start in the Derby, but then he come on to win this, and it was very significant, very much so. Plus, the ownership was wonderful. My two dear friends, David Reynolds and W.T. Young.
So Baltimore has always been a happy place for you.
It has. It really has. I've enjoyed every minute I've been here. And I think this is 45 years.
Straight?
I think so. I might have missed one. I don't know. Might have missed one or two, but 45 is plenty.
And you left what time this morning to get here?
5 o'clock. We actually had the last horse walk on. We started at 4 and we're out the gate at 5.
Why do you like being in the van?
I'm not big on the airports anymore, at 90 years old, or be 90. So I like to be where if anything goes wrong, I'm right on top of it. A few years ago, we had we had 2 horses on one truck, just like today, and that truck broke down. And so what do? We put them all on the other truck and left them in the parking lot at a McDonald's for 3 days.
I remember that.
Yeah, we just fed them and left them there.
So you don't mind driving with the
I don't drive it.
I know, but you don't mind being riding shotgun.
No, not at all. And that little guy that comes with me, he drinks a quart of Red Bull, and he doesn't back up at all. He's amazing how he can drink that. He doesn't get that little round one. He gets that great big one.
You'll be up all night.
Well, he may be. Amazing.
They say Red Bull gives you wings.
Well, he does a hell of a job of getting us here.
Now, do you sleep at all?
Not much, no. I might doze a little bit in the car, but not a lot.
Are you excited for this Preakness? Do you still get
I
the
am
juices?
for all of them. I enjoy the camaraderie with the other trainers, and I feel like I'm competitive. I think that some of these horses I brought here might jump up. I feel real good about American Promise. I'd like to get those are new clients that own American Promise. They've really stepped up and spent serious money in trying to develop a stable, and I'd really like to give him one of these classics. That'd mean a lot.
No?
I have a question.
Go right ahead.
A few years ago, it looked like your stable was on its way, it was thinner and probably weaker than you've had in many, many years. In the last, 5 years or so, you've had a tremendous renaissance, winning classics and other big races. Speak about that as far as a point of pride of being able to rebuild your stable.
I think that BC Stable stepped up and made that possible. We were really starting to talk about maybe training a few of our, I'm talking about Lori and I, my wife, about training a few of our own and, letting it back up a little bit. And then along came BC Stables, and those guys stepped up and really started buying some quality horses and wanted me to pick them out and everything. And next thing you know, we were right back here. And then, of all things, here comes my racehorse. And I thought that Just Steel would have won the Preakness here last year. I thought he was right on target. He chipped his ankle in the race. But here comes Seize the Gray and rolling down through there, so there we were again.
Well, you were really confident going into that Preakness with Seize the Gray.
Yeah, I like Seize the Gray and him. When it rained a little bit and got a little bit sloppy, I thought it moved us up a little bit. I thought we could steal it. And talking to the other trainers after it was over, they said, hell, you just stole it, took off and stole it.
What do you think of journalism?
If he runs here, is he going to run? If he runs here, he's a legitimate favorite. I thought in the Kentucky Derby the best horse won, and I thought that the second best horse was Journalism. I think that those were legit. I don't think that they have to apologize that they got a trip or anything. I think they were the best two horses. So if he comes in here, I think he'll be a horse we'll have to deal with.
Did American Promise not like that track that day?
Well, he didn't like the stuff that went on, when Baffert's horse caved in on him right out of the gate, and he had to check, go back around, and then come up the rail. He ended up in the one hole. And then he made that nice move down the backside and was making a move like he does. And Nick Juarez decided that he was going to try to split those two horses, and that Johnny Velasquez wasn't going to let that happen. So he can't stop and start like that. It just won't work.
Do you like Nick as a rider?
Yes,
What do you
very
like about
much.
him?
He's aggressive. He's smart. He's the right size. He finishes strong. He listens and does what we ask him to do. I'm real comfortable with him. If we get beat, I don't think it'll be Nick Juarez.
He's a wrestler, wasn't he?
What?
I think he was a high school wrestler, wasn't he?
Yeah, I think he was. I'm not sure of that, though.
Yeah, he was. He's a strong kid.
Yeah, very strong. Very strong. Very good finisher.
How did you get associated with him?
I just was watching him ride, and he had rode for me a year prior a couple times, and I liked him a lot. And he come one day and said he was going to switch agents and hire Gary Stevens. And I have a great rapport with Gary Stevens, obviously, of all these years. We've taken him right to the Hall of Fame. So when Nick and Gary hooked up, I thought it was a natural, and I wanted to help Gary too. I really did. And so I was able to help Nick and Gary, and he rode some very strong races.
Well, if American Promise were to win this race, I'm sure it would be a popular win for a lot of people because you have a lot of fans now.
Our fan base has really grown, Tim. It really has.
Yeah.
During the Derby, those couple days at the Derby, boy, you're just fair game, and I'm sure that's true of Bill Mott and Bob Baffert and everybody else, but it wore me out at my age.
Yeah, but you're up before most of them.
Yeah, I'm still getting up early and trying to make something of it, but I'll be on the pony. I got the pony coming in. I'm the happiest on the horse. If I had to walk this shed row over and over and over, I don't know. I don't know if I'd enjoy it quite so much, but I'll get on my saddle horse, and I'm real comfortable on him.
Is that Bucky?
This one is, yeah.
No, is that the name, Bucky?
Yeah, the one we're bringing here is Bucky.
Okay. See, I remembered. My mind hasn't gone.
He'll have I've been officially taken into the Crow Nation as a honorary chief of some kind, and
Really?
they have to give you a gift. So they gave me a bridle, a beautiful woven bridle that'll be on Bucky, and this belt. See, it's all woven, and then we had a ceremony, and I had to wear a blanket for, I don't know, wore it for an hour or so, and then they gave us some braided grass. It was about that long, and we burned that to keep the evil spirits out.
Wow.
So I'm into the Crow Nation.
You're chief.
I don't know if I'm a chief, but they put me in there.
I think that's good. Unless you guys need anything else.
No, that was it.